invite Director Sir to felicitate our chief guest as a token of respect and gratitude. Can we have a standing ovation for ma'am and sir? Thank you so much, everyone. Now I would like to request Kiran Bedi ma'am to please share a few visionary words with us.
Oh, hi. Dr. Banerjee, thank you for remembering me. And thank you for remembering all of us. And I look forward to, thank you, Dean, for connecting with me. And I see future IIT directors here. Do I see future deans here? Do I see future unicorns here? Yeah. And startups? That's who we are then. So you have talent writ large, shining, bright, colorful, and brilliant. So thank you so much. Are you all Delhiites? Wow. Sari dunya se aa rahe ho. So what is it that, well, IIT, doing a PhD in IIT made me sharper, got me the name doctor, which threatened a lot of my colleagues. Now they no more thought just I was a graduate here and here or a master's, but now PhD, that too from IIT Delhi. And that name goes all over the world with me wherever I'm introduced. And you see the stature grows up, short in height, but height in through IIT. But I benefited a lot after doing PhD because that made me an author. Because after that, I didn't stop writing. Once I wrote my PhD, I started to write a column in the newspapers and then followed by a lot of other authorships and books. And I keep writing even now. Writing is now a part of my DNA. A fortnightly column here and a book there, etc. So PhD made me research well, document well, become my own librarian. Those times we didn't have the artificial intelligence to documentation data. I had my own habit of library making because why? I started doing this because of a tennis player, reminding him that I was so-and-so. And I used to maintain my news clips and all the interviews I used to give as a tennis champion. So that was a documentation of my home. And that is where habit of library making built. So therefore, I owe a lot to the IIT Delhi. So when this invitation came, I was very happy to shift my whatever priorities of the day and be with you. So I'm delighted to be with future IIT deans, future IIT directors, unicorns, etc. Because I don't see any difference. Once you're an IITian, man or a woman, it is what you make yourself to be. That's all. Whether women, we are this, this. No. Once you're an IITian and you've got the best education, you're no less than anybody, you're a bit more. Because being a woman is a bit more, I can tell you that. Because what more comes with this biology is tremendous. You don't need to be taught emotional intelligence. You don't need to be taught soft skills because they're born with you. And unfortunately, this has to be learned by others, whereas we are born with it because of biology. We learn how to go through pain, through suffering, and compassion and empathy, all those same qualities which others are being taught all over the world. I've had an international experience, so I understand what this means. How a woman leader, a woman in leadership, uniquely different. Uniquely, you can make out how she's uniquely different. But all this was what was holding her back with all those inborn skills was nothing but academic skill and a professional skill. And this is what we all got. And so therefore, you run edge better or more than anybody. So knowing that, you must contribute more. You must contribute more to the nation. So therefore, as IIT Delhi, obviously I have a bias. We love to see more and more of you making breakthroughs and capturing the headlines. So thank you once again, Director Saab and the Dean, for inviting me. I'm open to a little tete-a-tete, if you wish, a conversation, and we can do a dialogue. No monologue, no monotony. Right? Go ahead. Thank you.
It's open for questions. Please go ahead.
I don't. Hello, yeah. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Diptika Katukral. I did PhD, MTech and MSc from here, from Chemistry, Polymer Science and Biomedical Sciences. I'm a scientist by profession working with the Government of India for over 2 decades now. My question to you is, you've been an example for a lot of women in this country. Your experience, your academic background, you've led by example. For a government employee, for a woman government employee, what concerns or what suggestions would you have who's facing the issue of convincing the male colleagues that there are so many aspects that a woman has to look after in addition to being a contemporary to a male colleague, running the race in your career, your professions, you're in the same race, but you have so much baggage on you as compared to a male colleague, and yet you are running the same race. How do you convince those people that we are not here to fight for equal opportunities? Of course, we've made our way through our excellence, through our own efforts. We've not been given any reservations to reach where we are today. I think most of us would have excelled in their respective careers. So that mentality of a male colleague, you have a lot of childcare leave, you get a lot of privileges in the government setup. Why should women be given those privileges? How do we make them understand that we have that lot of responsibility that we take along with us, especially married women with children, the family responsibility, plus the pressure of making our children excel, competing with women or parents who are supporting them night and day. We are managing our careers, we are managing our homes, students, children study. How do we change that mindset of our male colleagues? How do we bring about that acceptable change, that convincing acceptable change in the minds of our male colleagues?
From theoretical answer to a practical answer. I can tell you how I did it. And it may not be similarly, you may not be positioned similarly, but I didn't go about changing men's mindsets because I knew they were all hardwired. And I'm too tiny for them to unwire. So I set a course for myself that how am I going to deliver? Why am I here first? So I'm talking about, you talked about baggage. Yes, that's if you make it a baggage. Baggage is when a woman, it becomes a baggage. She doesn't make a baggage, but it becomes a baggage. So my first thing is when I'll have to be very light on my feet. I'll have to be very agile. But for whom? for myself. Not to change them, but for myself. And I owe to myself what I want to be myself. That's mine. Now, I also started as a married woman. I started the service at age of 22. I got married by the time I was 25. I became a mother after about 3 years. The way I remained with very light baggage or minimum baggage was only two things: marriage and motherhood. Marriage was a two-home policy. I never became a migrant out of my support system. When do I say migrant? Because when a woman leaves her home after marriage, and she leaves all her entire support system and now is looking for support to do what she wants to do. I did not weaken my support system. I knew I was a product of a very valuable support system, which was my parents. So, I married in such a way that parents are part of my life throughout. And that I'm part of my home throughout. Like it or you don't like it. It's up to you. And they didn't have a choice but to like it. So I didn't give them a choice. So number one. See, so I remained protected. I remained supported. I came home because mummy was home. My husband was living in another town. Even if he was living in the same city, I would have made him live here. Because I needed my base, my strong foundation. So number one, we sometimes weaken our support systems by choice. We have to take very early decisions that what is it, first of all, how strongly in love are we with our careers? It's very important. How strongly are we in love with it? The word is in love. Not want it, in love. And that's your life. Everything else comes after. First is how much are you in love with your work and your career and your financial independence and your decision making. If you're strongly, very passionate about your financial independence, in your mobility independence, in your decision making, you are marrying for companionship and not of control and dominance. So that's what I did. I got married for companionship and not for control and dominance. Period over. Finished. No conflict in that. So when there was no conflict on it, and then continue with my support system, which was my strength, career remained my focus. Now, therefore, that's first thing, you have no baggage then. Problem of baggages comes when you blindly get into something without having calculated many other things. My calculation is very simple. Career is something I've grown up for. You like it or you don't. This is my choice. And my own financial strength is mine. And my relationships are mine. You have to love them at your choice. So the person who loves you will say, I love you with your baggage, if you call it a baggage. This is the first critical. Now we are all at a stage where we've already passed that stage. I would probably suggest it to the young women who are coming in is please be just as you're planning your projects very meticulously, plan your personal life also very meticulously. It's a life project. It's a life project. So life project, and only two things which to my mind hold back women, if they do, or held back or hold themselves back, is the two M's, marriage and motherhood. Nothing else. Because we're all equal. Only thing which changes the man and a woman is when she gets married and she loses her surname, she loses her identity, and she loses, and maybe financial sharing. If she decides to say, I will remain, but I will we'll collaborate, but I'll not work on dependence. So if that is light, you're fine. Now comes motherhood. That's the most critical choice to my mind is women in our position today. Most critical. Marriage is terminable if it doesn't work. Please understand that. Marriage is terminable if it holds you back from your career as a priority. So, but what is not terminable is when you choose to become a mother. The child is clinging on to you because you cling. It's your part of your integral part of your body, biology, and the child wants you, you want the child. Then priorities come in conflict. So now, if you wish to be a mother, then remember what it means. Fathers will be fathers and mothers will be mothers. This is what nature has gifted us. Fathers cannot be mothers by and large. Mothers can be fathers by and large. When she's an IITian, she's a father too. You know, when she's professionally sound and financially, she's a father as well. So she's two in one, whereas the father remains only one. It's very rarely that you find androgynous fathers who are also able to take care of the child. So that, to my mind, is the critical decision. Now, that was mine. Do you know what? I did it without understanding it. That's the first mistake I made in my life. I did not understand what motherhood was going to be. I didn't. I was too young or immature, and nobody told me that. What I'm telling you today, nobody told me when I was in the IIT. I wish somebody had, but nobody did. Now that a gift had arrived or a mistake had happened, but a gift came by destiny, by biology. Now what do I do with this gift? I'd gone out of size. I had to go back into my pants. I'd gone out of size. Secondly, now I have somebody to take care, and who takes care? Third, where's my time? How do I divide my time? See, unplanned challenge. Financially, I was now twice costing because my salary was not enough for running that kind of needs of the growing child, and the nanny, the costs, health costs, food costs, school costs, which all had to come. See, no planning. I did not plan. But what did I do? I didn't make it into a liability. Or I remained it as a gift by continue with my family support system. Had it not, that came not by planning, but by destiny. Because somehow my parents had moved away from Amritsar to Delhi, and we decided to say this home is home everybody, to anybody who comes from my husband's side or my side. This is everybody's home. So I opened it up for everybody. Say, unka ye nahi hai, inka nahi hai, no rules. Family, you're here. So it became an extended family. Why? Because I opened up my heart to it. And I broadened it out to say it's equal for all. So everybody saw it. This is not isolation, but this is inclusion. See, so you talk of inclusion, I practiced inclusion to keep my baggage away. What happened was, this inclusion became added support for me. How did the inclusion become added support? Relatives coming from there, my sisters, my family, all extended. So we were a joint family, and I'm a part of the joint family. And my child is taken care of. The child is, my father's taking my daughter for tennis, or mummy's dropping her to school, and I'm giving her a hug when I'm back from work. And the hug was very precious. Oh, mummy comes back home with all her stars here hugging me. So that was good. She was grateful even for that. But no question of a second child. No second. No question. You dare not talk about it. And for that, I told my husband, you want a second one? No, my body doesn't allow. One. Two, if I make a mistake, then you shift from Amritsar to Delhi and groom the child. I won't. See, this is called keeping. Now, this attitude of mine provided clarity to anybody and everybody. And financially, I became very good because it was a pooled home. See, there was no dependent. I was even saving a lot. So, what happened? It spared me all my time for what I wanted. Support system and 24/7 work. And no compromise on the... So my career, that's where I am today, is because I did not compromise on my priority purpose of my life, which was everything. Oxygen to me was my work. But work with all support systems and taken care of. So what's my lesson? And now comes men who were in the uniform. When they saw me so focused, they saw me passionate, they saw me innovative, they saw me growth with a growth mindset, with clear priorities, with integrity, with just sense of justice, and connecting with the people. They were left behind, my friend. So I didn't go about changing their mindsets. I was not in a race with them, but my work, the quantity, the quality, the intention of my work, the conviction, the commitment left them behind. Each one were left behind. They couldn't match up. They couldn't match up with my stamina, thanks to the Asian Championship. They couldn't match up with my stamina. They couldn't match up with my stamina. They couldn't match up with my kind of integrity. They couldn't match up with my sense of priorities. Why? Now let me talk to you about priorities. I was not dining out. Because if I'm free from my work, even at 9, I'm giving you messages through this. Clear messages to the men. When they were inviting me for dinners, etc., I used to say, politely said, keep the soup ready. I'll have a soup and leave. And they would keep the soup ready and leave. While the others would go on and on, I would have my soup, say hello, and leave. Because I want to be home for my family. It was family time. So I focused on my family time when it was I could move out. See, clarity, what is the messaging I was giving to men? I was giving the message to the men, work is my priority, however you rate it and think about it, and I have my focus on to be back home, to start my day early, which I used to start early. So leave for a police station visit every day sharp 8:30 a.m. Whatever time I may sleep. Whatever time I may sleep, I'll be out for a night round when I wanted to. So night rounds, all that demanded the growth during that time. So was I changing the men? No. They had no choice. I was leaving them with a comparison which they were unable to measure up to. So I would say in short answer, so that's why I said no theory, I'll give you a practical answer. And the practical answer is, don't go about changing them. Just do rightly, intensely, with whatever best you can do. Keep growth, keep a very progressive mindset, keep upskilling, keep delivering, don't wait. आपको कैसे लगा? आपको कैसे लगा? अच्छा लगा? कैसे हैं आप? कुछ नहीं, धन्यवाद. डिनर के फालतू बुलाओगे, सूप पिएंगे, चले जाएंगे. वो फिर आपकी इज्जत करेंगे, आपकी कदर करेंगे और कहेंगे इससे बच के रहना. इसको तो काम से बहुत प्यार है, लेकिन काम बहुत अच्छा करती है. अरे भाई, इसका मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते. यही कहते थे मेरे कोलीग्स, इसका मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते. ये तो थकती नहीं है. नहीं थकती, मैं नहीं थकती, क्योंकि काम है तो मैं नहीं थकती. थकती हूँ जब मैं घर जाती हूँ. फिर मैं माँ को बोलती हूँ, माँ बड़ी थकी हुई. क्योंकि माँ थी ना. अगर मान लो माँ होती नहीं तो सपोर्ट सिस्टम को अगर मैं ना करती तो क्या, मेरी ये भगवान ने प्लानिंग कर दी. लेकिन यही प्लानिंग की जरूरत है. इंदिरा नूई ने यही कहा था, उसकी किताब में उसने ये कहा हुआ है कि अब सिस्टम आ गया इंटरजेनरेशनल लिविंग. शी इज रिटन इन हर बुक इंटरजेनरेशनल लिविंग. वी मस्ट वर्क See, we have become one-child families or no-child families or single families, but we need that support. Working women need support system. What kind of support system they generate is your preparation before marriage, during marriage, and motherhood. Once you have that, you kept a helipad for yourself and you're able to fly your helicopter anytime. But don't lose your helipad. Create your helipads of growth. And keep your chopper ready and be ready to fly it out anytime. So I had a helipad, well maintained every day, ready to fly any morning. And I used to fly every morning. But I kept the helipad nurtured. Helipad nurtured means take care of your family. Make them equal participant in your success and growth. So therefore, they are well provided for. I made sure my mommy is provided for everything she needed. so that mummy doesn't have to search for it, and mummy should never feel कि किरण तो काम करती रही तो मुझे घर. No, mama is mummy, and credit goes to my mother. So I would put her in the front when it came to an award ceremony. Mummy has to come along. Mummy, this is your award because it's because of you I'm doing this. So mummy, so the whole family got. That's what I'm saying. Create your own helipads. Don't wait for co-passengers. Just go ahead and keep flying high. Nothing stops you from. The only thing which stops you do is when you have an unplanned, disorganized baggage. But if you've already got it now, question is, oh, but हम फंस चुके, अब क्या करें? धीरे धीरे उसको हटाओ, कम करो, उसको हल्का करो धीरे धीरे, उसकी हैबिट्स चेंज करो हल्का धीरे धीरे आदतें चेंज करो. बच्चे पैदा हो गए, वो बड़े हो गए, उनकी आदतें चेंज करो, उनको धीरे धीरे सेल्फ रिलायंट बनाओ, धीरे धीरे आउटसोर्सिंग करो, बड़ा कुछ हो सकता है, तो धीरे धीरे कर सकते हो. You're welcome.
Good evening, ma'am. Really nice to hearing out your insights from your life experiences. My question is in extension to what Deepti ma'am has said and also you mentioned in your answers. So when we talk about women, specifically even the numbers we were seeing right now here, talked about that we have around 20% around of the total numbers show that we women are here in IIT. But again, seeing that a population of 50% and we still are at 20%, we have a long way to go. That is one thing. Then the things go in two directions when I see your answer and also the question is there. We are fighting a battle or fight outside with the society. We are in the social fabric. I saw one of your interviews where you said, and you mentioned here also, migration. So when you are marriage is happening, you are migrating. And that migration, you are not from your earlier home, and even where you are going is not your home. So it was a recent case in Noida which happened. A girl was burnt out. So social fabric is there. They have a mindset. You have to fight that every day, even at your offices, with your male colleagues. That is one thing. At your home as well, with your in-laws, they have a mindset they are coming with. So you are a woman in science. But outside, you have to see a mindset which is coming from a long time in India and will take maybe few generations to go away. So now what we are having is we are having two children, one girl, one boy. We see them as equal. But when they go out in society, the reality is not what they expect to, what their parents have taught them. So the two battles we are fighting is one with the society and one also our inner battle, which is a guilt conscious as a mother, that how much time are we able to give to our children. But I have two questions here for you. One is that being the first women IPS officer, there must have been a lot of expectations which you stand against. Because I know when you are giving your application for the civil services, the priority you feel, most of must have recommended you not to put police as a priority, IPS services. They must have told you, go with revenue services or the administrative services. Police is not something a woman should go into. So my question is, how do you fight against those expectations which a society, so-called good girl, they want to see you as? How do you stand against that? And second question is that many of us must be having our daughters. So what should we tell them as they grow up? The society will be a bit different. What lessons can we give them? If you can share from your journey, that would be helpful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your...
Ma'am, sorry to intervene. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some questions because the narrative is somewhat similar, and then we'll request our chief guest and other panelists to answer them together. Does that work? Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
So, it doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Every question is unique.
Okay. Then we'll take one more question after this because of the time
That's
constraint.
okay, but I think every question is unique and she's expressing it in her own way and it's her need.
Sure.
So we don't have to suppress it.
We can proceed with the answer, ma'am. Thank you.
Look, You are fighting. You don't have to fight, my friends. None of you have to fight. My first thing is, you said you're fighting, my children will also grow up. How do we deliver? Because they don't have to fight. You are not growing up to others' expectations. You're growing up to your own expectations. First of all, refocus your own expectations from your own self and then design your own life accordingly. That's a challenge. हम लोग हमेशा सोचते हैं वो क्या सोचता होगा, उनके लिए मैं करूं, वो क्या होगा. कुछ नहीं, ये मेरी ज़रूरत है, ये मेरा ज़िंदगी है, मैंने जीना है. मैं सेल्फिशली नहीं जीने के लिए कह रही. तो इसका मतलब है वी आर रिकैलिब्रेटिंग कि मुझे क्या चाहिए, मुझे क्या करना है और क्या नहीं करना. मेरे दिमाग में एक नॉटी आंसर आ रहा था जब आप बोल रहे थे क्या माइग्रेंट होते हैं. मैं सोचते हैं हमारी IITs में सब में अप्रेंटिसशिप है ना, इंटर्नशिप्स है ना, क्यों नहीं हम शादी के पहले 3 महीने उसको इंटर्नशिप समझें. हम तुम्हारे घर जाएंगे लेकिन 3 महीने जरा देखेंगे और प्रोबेशन पर रहेंगे. कोई गारंटी नहीं है, कोई गारंटी नहीं है. और ऐसे है, अगर मेरा फैमिली एक्सेप्ट करती है तो तुम भी आ जाओ 3 महीने इंटर्नशिप के लिए. आई थिंक इट्स नो मोर वन वे ट्रैफिक. नो मोर वन वे ट्रैफिक. तुम भी आ जाओ, मैं भी आ जाऊंगी, फिर देखेंगे आना है कि नहीं जाना, या आना जाना ही रहेगा. दैट मीन्स यूर ऑल द टाइम ऑन हनीमून. तो अब तो सदा ही हनीमून का टाइम हो गया है, ये परमानेंसी छूट गई. सो इट वॉज अ नॉटी आइडिया एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, आई एम पिकिंग दिस आइडिया नाउ. मैंने पहले कभी नहीं सोचा था. तो पहले मैं यही सोचती थी. मैं सोचती हूँ अब इंटर्नशिप, जब इसका मतलब जब आप शादी करो तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर लो. पहले 3 महीने मैं तेरे पास, दूसरे 3 महीने तू मेरे पास. फिर देखेंगे आर वी कंपैटिबल. Are you accepting my family and respecting my family? Is my family respecting? Because it's also a marriage of 2 families, but individuals also. At some stage, you want to break away and say, no, good, we both are good for ourselves, and now let's create a place of our own. I think it's time for internships, and उसके लिए कोई नाम ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Apprenticeship भी ठीक नहीं, internship भी नहीं ठीक ही, probation period भी ठीक नहीं. क्या है मुझे नहीं पता, सोचना पड़ेगा. कोई है नफस? Trials. Oh, trials से भी ज़्यादा. It's not a trial. It's something different. It's more. I think maybe we can create a new word called the IIT Delhi word. So कोई word ढूंढे. मेरा क्या situation है आगे, कोई गारंटी नहीं होनी चाहिए. मैं सारा बैग एंड बैग उठा के अब तेरे पास ही आ जाऊँ और मैं वापस आ ही नहीं सकूँ. माँ बाप को बोलो मेरा कमरा खाली रखना, मैं आऊँगी, आ सकती हूँ. और मैं फुलियों नहीं फेंकेंगी. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू थ्रो माई चावल टू द पंडित कि मैं कभी घर नहीं आ सकती. आऊँगी, कभी भी आ सकती हूँ. Stage is over now of having abandoned your own support systems. No, that's your street of strength, if it is. If it isn't, देखो हर घर अलग है. Every home is not the same home, so I would not rate it. If you feel that that's my strength, that's my helipad, you should not abandon it, but make it, keep it open as an option. And secondly, अगर आप उस घर में जाए तो put yourself on trial, put yourself on learning, put yourself accommodation, adjustment for social expectations is hopeless. If you do that, then you're not educated enough. You may be professionally qualified, but if you're surrendering your life, adjusting, and surrendering, I think then you've not been educated. You're not educated yourself enough. There are 2 kinds of education we do. One is what we get externally, and second is what we do internally. And let me tell you, each one of us educate ourselves every day internally. And ask yourselves, what is which is keeping me down? What is it that's keeping me down? Tick the boxes and find out how can you, and we're all bright enough as IITians as to what can we do with this challenge. And take the small steps to improve the situation. Wherever you are, improve. For example, if let's say you want to be more fit, that the small steps you do is plan a fitness regime, right? If you have a problem of children dependence, you plan a schedule of how do you make children independent gradually. If you have a husband dependence, how do you do little steps by which he becomes less dependent? If you have geriatric dependence, how do you provide for them to do their own elder care? Tick your list, what is holding you back? And once you know you're holding yourself back, and then dissect into smaller steps. It's like Kaizen, small steps every day. By the Kaizen theory, what are the small steps I take every day to improve the matters? And you will see, but awareness of everything is important. How aware are you as what's happening to you? You don't live for others. You first live for yourself. And self-care for women is most critical. And self-care is mind, body, emotions, and spiritual. All these are self-care issues. Once you do that, and then you, without declaring, अब मैं self-care कर रही हूँ, अब मैं तुमको ये करना है, अब तुमको ये करना है, तुमको ये नहीं बताने की जरूरत. On your own, just subtly reduce the pressure on yourself so that what is important for you, you achieve. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Now, if you think we have only one last question to take, we can take. Right? Okay.
Namaskar, ma'am. I had a chance earlier also to listen to you, and I remember one of your sentence very well, and I follow it also in my life.
क्या था वो sentence?
Ma'am, वो sentence था that you told that your key to success is that whatever you expected from your seniors, you gave to your juniors.
Ah. That's as a leader.
That's the leader.
That's the leadership which is we have to keep expressing. That's the quality we all women think should deliver. It's expected. This is now expectation, a very positive expectation where a woman will lead better.
So, ma'am, by following this your advice for more than decades, I became favorite to juniors, but seniors all.
Oh, that's okay. कोई बात नहीं. Your juniors loved you.
Yes.
तो मारो गोली दूसरों को. Enjoy करो. वो तो envious हैं. वो jealous हैं. क्योंकि आप वो नहीं कर पा रहे जो तुम कर रहे हो. और जो तुमको प्यार करते हैं लोग उनसे डरते हैं या उनको कहते हैं तौबा जल्दी जाएं ये. अरे love the love you're getting.
Yes.
Whether somebody values that or not, how does it matter? तो देखा आपकी फिर से डिपेंडेंस ये है. मैंने तो अपने जूनियर से बड़ा प्यार किया लेकिन मुझे सीनियर्स कदर नहीं करते. दैट मीन्स यू हैव डिपेंड. इट्स नॉट ट्रांजैक्शनल, इट्स नॉट रिलेशनल. यू शुड एंजॉय. ऑन द कॉन्ट्री, इफ आई वर यू, आई वुड प्रॉब्ली स्टैंड देयर से, मैम आपने जब मुझे कहा था ना, आई एम थ्रिल्ड, मेरे जूनियर्स मुझे बड़ा प्यार करते हैं. और मैम वो जो दूसरे आदमी ने उनकी प्रॉब्लम ही प्रॉब्लम, लेकिन ये प्रॉब्लम उनकी मेरी नहीं.
Yes, ma'am. I'm thrilled, and I'm thankful to you for that. And I'm happy that I could do so that they are all afraid of me.
अच्छा, बहुत अच्छी बात. Then brilliant, brilliant.
Ma'am, I am Lalita's ma'am junior. And I really respect and love her.
Lovely. So you should celebrate. On the contrary, you should celebrate, friends. My life is a celebration. I'm loved by my juniors and my seniors are afraid of me.
And my question to you, ma'am, that how do you see women in politics, the future, and how they can go ahead? Like we are, of course, we are not in that boat, but seeing you, ma'am, and inspiration from you and many.
Politics में ना पढ़े लिखे की जगह नहीं है.
Politics में जगह नहीं है.
हमारे देश में, दुनिया ने मुझे दूसरी जगह का नहीं पता, लेकिन मेरे देश में जो हो रहा है, जितना कम पड़ा हुआ है और जितना वो झूठ बोल सकता है उतना उसको वोट मिलते हैं. ये हकीकत है. मगर एक्सेप्शंस भी होती हैं और वही एक्सेप्शंस कई बार सरकारें चलाती हैं. एक्सेप्शंस मंत्री बन जाते हैं क्योंकि आफ्टर सरकार भी तो चलानी है ना. तो आपने देखा ना हमारे देश में एक्सेप्शंस बैठे हुए हैं कैबिनेट में. सम ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट एक्सेप्शंस आर इन द कैबिनेट, लेकिन बाकी ही बैठे हैं. सो क्वेश्चन इज, आई थिंक अगर पॉलिटिक्स जो है या तो आपके साथ उगता है, आइदर इट ग्रोज विद यू और इट डजंट, बट इट ग्रोज विद यू हाउ? एज अ गुड सोशल वर्कर. So if you start your life as a good social worker, politics naturally comes because you're dealing with public life. But if you keep yourself ethical and also grow from the bottom to the top, you can make it. Otherwise not.
Ma'am, because
Question khatam ho gaya.
No, ma'am. Why this? I asked this question, ma'am, for a serious concern. That China is growing very fast, and many of my professors told me earlier, I heard when I was in IIT, those days, that the China was progressing because their bureaucrats, their politics, all are educated people, mainly technocrats, they will keep in their system. And that is the one big reason for the progress that China is now more than 100 years ahead of the India. But in India, this is probably the कहीं ना कहीं यही एक हिच है कि हम we are not progressing in spite of having so many good IITs, so many good students, so many talent and capable people around. So that's why.
I know the comparisons are really incomparable.
Yes.
China की economic growth, innovation growth, research budgeting is not comparable with a country like ours. हमारी तो free for all democracy है, उधर तो बड़ी controlled autocracy है, बहुत strongly controlled autocracy, and if you don't fall in line, you spend your time in jail. What happened to Jack Ma? Jack Ma. What happened to Jack Ma? कुछ महीनों के लिए नजर ही नहीं आया. So क्यों कहाँ गया? और फिर वो इतना ज़्यादा बिलियनियर था, क्या हुआ? So इधर ऐसे हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता. So either we choose that or we choose this kind of freedom which is free for all. अब जिसने जो कहना कह दिया, जैसे कहते जा रहे हैं आज, सारा हमारा टेलीविजन इन्हीं स्टेटमेंट से ही भरा हुआ है जो दिल ही नहीं करता सुनने को. So मेरा ख्याल है the two are not comparable. Either we choose this kind of totalitarianism and autocracy, where if you are dissenting, you don't exist. Here, if you're dissenting, you go on and on and on. We keep listening to him all the time, and we also dislike, but then we make a choice. So I think India is still in a growth democracy. It's a growth democracy. It's not a grown-up democracy. It's not a full... Only grown thing is everybody has a right to vote and they go to vote. And I must tell you, women are changing the position now. Women are becoming the majority voters, and they are now saying every election what is in it for them. And you know what? That is why most of them are focusing on women's facilities and women's benefits than anybody else, because women are now demanding their pounds of flesh. Say, तुमको अपने वोट देना है, हमें ये दो. तो देखते हो, just on the eve of elections, things are happening. So women in India are changing democracy, and women are demanding the right things. They're not demanding wrong things. They're demanding the right things. I think women are changing. It will take a long time. But ये China और India का comparison तो बहुत मुश्किल है.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we have another panel also, and then you'll be interacting with the students, so you can make a last. You can give a last.
Certainly up to you, sir. हाँ बताओ, अब mic ले लो. No, but others have to hear.
Not be able to hear.
Am I audible?
There's a panel discussion after this.
Am I audible now? Okay. Thank you so much for giving me chance, ma'am. I never thought that I could interact with you, but just a little bit extension to what you said, that now women are becoming more aware, that mere ground level is when I interacted with certain aunties who live in my locality and they are not that much educated, and voting ke baad baat hui, they were telling that when they were discussing with their husbands ki whom you voted, so then they told that मैंने तो उसको vote दिया. So their husband told them कि you should vote this party, like they kind of instruct them that vote for this person kind. But she chose she made her own decision, and then her husband said that vote बिगाड़ी आई तू तो, like in the local language. But yeah, she voted concerning the points of that person in favor of the woman, or in favor of the woman rights, and That's the thing which is changing. Ma'am, coming to my question, the only thing I want to ask you is that at that time, आप जब IPS थी, तब social media पे लोग इतने active नहीं थे, bureaucrats especially. And nowadays, जैसे ही लोग ये exam clear करते हैं, first of all they make their Instagram account open, they create a YouTube channel, they create a Telegram channel, and then they start like showing off the clips of their work online. So what is your view on it? Is it a correct way to deal with situations in this modern era? Like it kind of provide them a security that whatever they are doing, they have a proof of it. People can put their opinions on their action. But at the same time, this is kind of making everything available online, which is not right in a way. So ma'am, just if you could provide your views briefly on
No
that.
question of a right or wrong. It's reality today.
Yeah, it is.
So what is real now is fact of life which you have to accept. So during my time, there was only the print and the radio. So, but now it's the print and radio and everything else. So, and let me tell you, it will go even more and more as you go. So therefore, that's an acceptance now. The wisdom is, how can you be selective? How can you use it rightly? And how can you make yourself visible appropriately? Because every message that you're putting on the social media is lasting forever. It can be recalled at any time. See how America, for its visa, is looking for all your social medias of the past and denying you visa or not. So that means, ये सोच के करो कि मैंने message दिया, tweet दिया, वो तो पहले दिया था, अब नहीं दिया. ना, it's going to, chickens will come to roost. So इसलिए अब तो समझदारी का समय है. Visibility तो है. The more समझदार you are, the more mature you are, now that whatever you do will bounce back on you, whether in a positive way or a negative way. That's the only samajh which you need. But social media, the manner in which has come, is now a fact of reality, and it's going to gallop even more and more with more and more of artificial intelligence coming in.
Okay, so according to you, it's a right thing to do.
It's no question of, I don't have a choice.
But we have to be like...
It's no right or wrong choice. Nahi hai.
Yes,
acceptance is the only way, and the way you deal with it is the choice.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
I think wish you all very well. You're heading for New Year, Christmas and New Year. Celebrate it and joyously. Joyously plan your own expectations for the year ahead. What are the areas of mind, body, emotions and soul? Do your little checklist and do incremental habit changes and make a year a whole transformative year, whether it is career or it's in personal life or in social life. Wish you all a very happy New Year ahead.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you everyone for such an incredible session. I think it gave goosebumps to most of us. And to add, I would say, for ma'am, time changed, but spirit stayed the same. Challenges came, but she never backed off. Her courage never faded. Thank you so much, ma'am.